Good morning. My name is Vevila Hussey, and I'm the Tribal Liaison for the California Interagency Council on Homelessness. I'm also a descendant of the Choctaw Nation and an individual with lived experience in homelessness. I'm going to open us up today with a land acknowledgement, as we do for all of our engagements at Tribal HAP. Land acknowledgements are formal statements that recognize and respect Native American tribal ancestors and descendants as the traditional stewards of the land, acknowledging the relationship that exists between tribes and their traditional territories. We wish to acknowledge that Sacramento is the homeland of the Southern Maidu, Valley and Plains Miwok, the Nisinan people, the Patwin Wintun people, and members of the Wilton Rancheria tribe who have inhabited this landscape since time immemorial. We extend our gratitude to the ancestors of all California Native American tribes and their descendants, as we recognize that wherever we are joining from in our virtual community, we are all on California Native American land. In July 2021, AB 140 authorized a $20 million HAP set-aside to assist California federally recognized tribes in their goals to prevent and end homelessness. This is the first tribal-specific funding provided to Cal ICH, which was created in 2017 and is recurring with every new appropriation of HAP funds. Next slide, please. The Tribal Liaison position for Cal ICH, a role that I filled on January 24th, 2022, was charged with engaging tribal communities, establishing new community partnerships, developing a culturally responsive statewide tribal housing program, and receiving all applications for funding by June 30th, 2022. Next slide, please. At Cal ICH, we have expertise on solutions to address homelessness, the development of new programs, and even in tribal housing. However, the diverse circumstances, needs, and expertise within 109 federally recognized tribes is not held within one person or even in one department. In order to offer meaningful solutions, a main function of ours has been tribal engagement for purposes of genuine partnership and inclusion. In February 2022, I began my outreach to every California federally recognized tribe utilizing a few different resources. HCD generously shared their housing contact lists. We utilized the Federal Register for proper tribal leadership engagement. And I also personally called every tribe at least once to introduce our agency, explain the opportunities within Tribal HAP, and determine who the appropriate tribal contact was. The telephone call was a key strategy, as traditional Native American culture largely centers around relationship. It is difficult to introduce oneself and build meaningful relationships with mass emails. Further, tribes have diverse levels of staffing, and many do not have housing departments nor housing directors. My telephone calls allowed me to engage in a manner responsive to each individual tribe. Next slide, please. Tribal HAP's tribal engagement has been unique in that our tribal partners are real partners in the development of our Tribal HAP program. Our tribal partners assisted us in the development of our Notice of Funding announcement and our Tribal HAP application. In fact, the model and tailoring of our application was done by tribal partners. Currently, Through listening sessions and written feedback, tribal partners are assisting us in the development of an equitable, culturally responsive allocation formula, as we received requested funding of 48 million, but only have 20 million available to allocate this fiscal year. Next slide, please. When seeking to build and maintain good relationships with individuals or entities, we do our best to meet them where they are. We do not fit them into boxes sized for other relationships. We genuinely care about their well-being and communicate that in ways that engage them, listen to, and take action upon their concerns. We include them in decisions that impact them. We value their uniqueness and appreciate the richness their diversity brings. In the instance we cannot accommodate a need of theirs, we are transparent and apologetic. And as government employees, we're building new relationships with individuals or entities that are long disenfranchised by individuals who said they were from the government and were there to help. We approach engagement with humility, knowing that it is understandably challenging to trust us again. Further, we engage knowing that we can never be the experts on their experience. Our partners are the key to our program's success. We receive their wisdom with gratitude, and we follow through with what we've promised. Next slide, please. 6 months into Tribal HAP, we've developed new tribal and state partnerships. Our program is oversubscribed, and we're looking towards a state housing future in which tribal voices are represented and key in the development of programs and policies that effectively prevent and end homelessness in tribal communities. However, we're just at the beginning of our engagement journey. We will surely make mistakes on our path ahead, and we may not always be able to deliver everything our tribal partners want or need. However, coming from the perspective of honoring our relationships, we have a solid foundation with which we can navigate challenges together. Next slide, please. And with that, I would like to thank you for the honor of presenting today. Please feel free to reach out to me with questions or comments, and I'll turn it over to Undersecretary Grant. Thank you.
Thank you